my name is Charlene Posadas. I am a 5th grade TWI teacher from Woodland Acres Elementary. I am here to teach you how to accomplish student engagement through virtual learning. Today's agenda is going to be number 1, addressing their social emotional needs. Number 2, language-rich interactive classroom. Number 3, breakout rooms with structured conversations using Kagan strategies. And lastly, it's going to be about feedback. So today I'm going to talk about the Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. So we're just going back to the basics. At the beginning of the school year, I myself wanted to address some of those needs that I needed to go through in order for me to teach my students. That's one thing that I needed to address for myself. So I wanted to address that first at the beginning of the school year for my students. Understanding why a kid is challenging is the first and most important part of helping them. So when I began at the beginning of the year, I needed to find topics that was for them to feel safe again, and then for them to feel loved again. And from there, I gained their respect, I gained their love, and the rest was history. We just always had fun in the class. They were always online and they were always just there and happy to be there. Second topic is going to be a language-rich interactive classroom. My first topic about that is going to be to teach students what to say when they don't know what to say. Like I said earlier, it was about social beings and how they felt comfortable in the classroom and being able to, be with their fellow classmates as well. And how do we do that is making sure that they understand that if they don't know what the answer is, it's okay to ask me. It's okay to ask a friend. It's okay to not know and say, Miss, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what you said. That it's okay to say that because they'll know and they'll trust me and they won't get scared that, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening, and they're gonna just clamp up and not say anything. That way they know, hey, this person, my teacher, I can trust to say what I don't know. Second, have students speak in complete sentences. As always, making sure that they say it in complete sentences. Third, randomize and rotate when calling on students. I used to use Class Dojo when I randomized that, but in Google Classroom, which is something that our district already has that there, but we only use that for attendance, but it's also a randomizer and it rotates it and it doesn't go back to the same student, so it's already there. Fourth, it's gonna be using total response signals. You can use anything that you would like to use. My personal choice was, I got them little high-fivers, which was fly swatter, but it was in a shape of a hand. So I got that for them, and that was their total response signals, and we would high-five each other with that one as well. And that made them feel, it was fun. It was fun for them. Not just, doing the thumbs up and whatnot. It was fun that they can high-five and they can do all that with me as well. Number 5, use visuals and vocabulary strategies that support your objective. It's going to be using your visuals, your normal vocabulary strategies, which will go along with my number 6 topic, which is have students participate in structured conversations. This was something that I really had my takeaway in one of the trainings, because like I said earlier, it's the social emotional part of the hierarchy of needs, which I really wanted to focus on. But it needed to be structured. They needed to have, how do I talk within my group? How do I say this? What would these sentences, what's my sentence stem when I'm in my group, when in breakout rooms? Have students participate in structured reading and writing activities. Have them, provide especially our ELLs, provide them with topics that they are very interested in. Research. Something that I really did is I researched for my kids. What is it that's something that they really were interested in? Like, I don't know, like Among Us. I had to learn how to play that just so that I could actually be part of what they wanted to learn. So I put some ideas in Among Us and they're reading, and also added those sentence stem in a Among Us game or something like that. My next topic is going to be about breakout rooms with structured conversations. Like I said earlier, this was something that my takeaway in a training that really helped me. Kagan strategies, we use a lot of this, but most of all that I really like is the rally coach, because it teaches the students how to help each other. And I've learned in the past that when you learn, that's your input. But when you actually teach somebody, when you coach somebody, especially your peer, that's when you really learn it. So rally coaching is something that really I embedded in my students, and I think that's what really helped them learn a bit more. So the strategy is sitting, yes, we can't sit next to each other, but having it in breakout rooms, having it with the kids that are online and face-to-face, being that having that conversation with them, and they praise each other. So something that's really important here is that coaches and praises, they praise each other. So that helps build also their confidence in each other, and that trust within each other, and that kindness to each other as well. So that's one thing that I always put in my slides. You have to model the strategy, let them practice. That they're gonna have some struggles, but let them practice. Monitor for sure. You have to monitor, because sometimes we know it's not gonna be as perfect as what we would like it to be, and provide feedback for the kids to hear that from their teacher, that this is what they did well, this is what maybe they need to, constructive feedback, what they need to work on. But here's an example of one of the things that I did as well. It's structured. So here is my instructions at the top. They skim through the article. This is what they talk about in the breakout room chat. They number off and record their numbers. They share in numerical order. And this isn't a training that the district has already provided. I just used it, utilized it, and used it in my classroom, and it worked really well. And it says their share in numerical order, introduce themselves, and catch up if they need to catch up, and then be ready to share with a larger group. It's because they need to understand that there's accountability at the end of their breakout room, that they're going to need to share. They're not going to just chit chat. They have accountability. They have to know that each and every one of them have to say something. So that's that sentence stem that I talked about, that's structured. And let's say they're already done. They can keep going by saying, what do you think that is? Is there another way to say that? Tell me more. It's going to keep going. And provide them time so that so it's about a minute for each other. Lastly, we are going to talk about feedback. There are two ways to provide feedback. One is to provide them feedback for constructive criticism and praise. Second, and most important of all, is getting their feedback. And why is that important? Because if you get their feedback, they are going to be able to own and have accountability for themselves and make their learning more valuable. I want to leave you with this. It says, you can have the most organized classroom, clear guidelines and expectations, frequent parent and guardian communication, and the newest technology. But if you don't have strong relationships with your students, none of that is going to matter. And I think that's what is most important to me, is having that relationship with my students. Thank you for your time. My name is Charlene Posadas, and if you have any questions or need more information, my email is cposadas@galenaparkisd.com. Thank you.